Namaskar everyone. This is Guru Prasad Kutkodi from Belasiri. This is an interview with my student Sunil, who is CA by profession and is a very passionate farmer. He, in fact, attended my training, hands-on training before Corona situation. So he started growing himself, and he has lots of great experiences that he wanted to share with us. One thing I like about him was he followed all my instructions religiously, and he did start with the coco peat based system, which I normally recommend to newcomers, and we'll listen to him all his experiences, how he started, how he encountered any issues, and all those things. We have awarded him as Star Performer of the Month of June to 2021. So this is to recognize his efforts. The whole purpose of this interactive session is to let newcomers know that you should start step by step, start small, and then grow bigger. No, don't be in a hurry. Have patience, and you'll definitely understand by going through his experiences. And it should be a very, very, very important a session for those who just want to get into hydroponics or who are just struggling with the hydroponics. Let's get started.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. As you all know that my name is Sunil, I will not introduce it. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the award, and it really motivates me and makes me do more, which I feel uh, is my responsibility towards Belisari, which is my training institute, and you as my tutor and my guru have been truly thoroughly through the process, and I really thank you for that. And thanks for the guidance, for the mentoring, and for motivating me in each and every step. I was actually disturbing you a lot, but you did not get irritated, but you had motivated me a lot. Yeah, so my journey started with Belisari on 21st March 2020, just before lockdown. Before that, prior to that, 6 months to 1 year, I was interested in hydroponics, and I wanted to learn about hydroponics because I read an article about uh, Urban Kisan, which is in Hyderabad. I was in Hyderabad. I was stationed in Hyderabad. I am a localite of Hyderabad. So I read about that Urban Kisan, and I was excited to know that yeah, you could do farming without soil, and you could get fresh vegetables. So I was interested into it. So I didn't have any knowledge about it. So I started to do deep water culture without knowing what deep water culture is. So I started in that, and I started Palak, but one thing which was missing is nutrition, which I couldn't understand that plain water does not have the nutrition requirement as required for the plant. Anyways, I could not succeed in during that my first attempt, and later on when I came to Bangalore in August 2019, from that time onwards I was searching for any training institutes in Bangalore. Luckily, I found Belisari, which is nearby to my house, and initially I actually asked Guru Prasad sir for some nutritional facts. But then he said that, do you know hydroponics, and are you aware about what is needed for the plant, and how do you supply it, and how to mix it? So then I was like, yes, sir, I know. But then after talking to him, I thought that it's better for me to learn hydroponics and then try experimenting with. So during that one conversation itself, I had a good vibe with Guru Prasad sir. So that motivated me to come and learn the hydroponic skills. Uh, so I came on 21st March 2020 to him just before lockdown. On 18th March, my office had already declared to close the office and work from home. So I was lucky enough to book a session with Belisari that time. And during the day's training, it was very interactive, and I came to learn a lot about how do you do it and what do you do it, about different systems of hydroponics, like coco peat as one system, another is deep water culture, next is NFT, and next aquaponics. I learned each each system in its advantages and disadvantages. So then, as sir told, I first started with coco peat. So that was the first skill which I learned from him. So I saw how do you make how do you prepare coco peat.
So one more question I wanted to ask is how long it took for you to realize that it is doable? How many months? How many days? When you, I mean, that moment when you thought, okay, so I can do this. I can do many things like this. Kind of.
Yeah. So it did not take a long time for me to understand how to means how to grow plants in hydroponic system. But yeah, it took me 15 days to understand how a seed germinates and how a sapling grows. So that was it was very fulfilling for me. So at that moment I felt like, wow, that life seed the journey from seed to sapling and sapling to plant, and the whole journey and the experience of seeing that happening before you is very good, and
Yeah.
that is what keeps you motivated, that life is there, and that it is giving life. So
That's
that
a
is,
miracle, actually. So,
yes.
so I know. I mean, you learned very fast, and that's why you're the star, right? So, and I want to know what all things you grow. Initially, you started palak, and later you experimented with many other things. Just
Yeah, I started palak. Later on I took lettuce. Later, I started with tomatoes. Tomatoes, I actually grew it in 10 pots first. But what happened is, during that growth phase, I understood that tomatoes are having a lot of problems, like mealybug problem, and there is some yeah uh, c- uh, minor
yeah,
leaf miner issues. These issues were also there in palak, but they were at a minimum level only. But for tomatoes, it was in a high level. So I couldn't grow tomatoes to that extent. But as you said, you had told me that each tomato plant can give you 10 kgs of produce.
depending on the seeds, of
Yeah,
course.
depending on sweets. So I actually grew them, and they were giving me good number of tomatoes. So cabbage, tomatoes. After that, I started with ginger and onion. Presently, I have ginger and onion in my terrace. So one advantage which I have is I have a terrace, and there's a lot of space to experiment with a lot of things. One disadvantage which I could not mitigate is, I actually for normally hydroponic plants, normally you have to have it a closed atmosphere. For example, a polyhouse, a greenhouse, that type of thing. But I didn't have that type of thing. But I grew it in the terrace and on an open space. So
So, who can forget strawberries, man?
strawberries were my highlight. It is the most difficult thing and the most rewarding thing, because strawberry I was since the beginning I was behind strawberries only. I was also asking you, sir, strawberries, how do you grow strawberries? But you were also saying that I am having the plants. If you want to experiment, you can experiment. Acha. So then I took those strawberries plant and I kept them. You gave me 3 saplings of strawberries, not saplings, actually grown trees, grown plants. Out of those 3 plants, I generated 50 other plants.
Awesome.
And that 50 plants gave me the strawberries which I was craving for.
Nice, very nice. In fact, we had one more session with Saniha.
Saniha, yeah.
She was doing a great job with strawberries, and that was also very, that gave you lots of tips also, right? And
Yes.
awesome. And that's what, some things are tough for some people. Like Abhyuday is mentioning, right? He's suffering with lettuce, but that does not mean lettuce is toughest one. Lettuce actually is very easiest one to grow. There could be any reasons, there could be seeds problem, or the climatic condition, because in the hotter climate that may impact a lot. And maybe nutritional issues and lots of them, in as Sunil is saying, in his case, he was actually tomatoes is also very easiest, but he was suffering with tomatoes because of open cultivation, and also lots of mealybugs attack, viruses and all that time. That does not mean that we can come to a conclusion, right? So that's why I wanted to understand what is the toughest one so far. Whatever you have grown, what is the toughest one?
Toughest one for me was strawberry only, because strawberry took me a whole year to understand how do they fruit and how do they flower. First, how do they flower, and next, how do they fruit. So
Correct.
Sanya session was very was very informative for me, and that was the icebreaker for me to grow strawberries.
Cool.
Since she could grow, that I felt that yeah, then I can also experiment and I can also grow. So that's how she could grow strawberries in NFT system. So that was like
Yeah, that's right.
good to see. So then I understood that. So then in Cocopeat it should grow definitely. So that's how I experimented with strawberry plants. I had grown them in an NFT system, deep water culture, and also in Cocopeat. But my NFT system and in deep water culture, I was also growing palak plants. So they did not give me the required flowers or fruit. But yeah, in Cocopeat, they gave me, but it took me a whole year from 2019 March. I learned hydroponics from you. I took your strawberry saplings in May 2020, May 2019. Again, the whole year I was trying, learning. First, actually, I was multiplying the plants. Then in 2020, November, December, spring, I actually saw the flowers and fruits, and that was the most happening moment for me, because I was behind strawberries and I got the strawberries.
Right. So in fact, initially you may take lots of time, but once they are settled, strawberries will start giving you, almost 3 to 4 times, especially
Correct.
in Bangalore climate. So I think you'll get more and more fruits now. You have not grown lettuce, right? Sunil?
I've grown lettuce. The photo in the image which you shared, best
Ah, right,
best
right, right, right,
performance,
right. I remember.
the
So you
one
did
which
it in using deep water culture, correct?
correct.
Okay.
In deep
So
pot culture, they grew it very well.
all right. What do you think? Growing lettuce was easy compared
Yeah,
to.
it was easy. It was easy because they didn't have much difficulty. In Cocopeat, the produce, the amount of produce is little less, but
Okay,
in deep water culture, the growth
absolutely.
the growth was faster, and I could see the results, that they were more thicker, and it was more colorful also.
Correct. So they are water-loving plants. They grow very well. And Abhyuday, you can try again. Okay, there are lots of things that if you keep trying again and again, and then let us know if you still have any problems, and we can definitely help you. And Suresh is asking, when you got confident to change from growbacks to NFTs.
Actually, I was going directly by the directions of my Guru Prasad sir. Since I was updating him everything that I'm presently confident that I can grow everything in Cocopeat. So that time he was suggesting me, okay, then try deep water culture. So that systematic approach which I could get from Guru Prasad sir, because um I was actually behind him. So that actually gave me the positive vibes that yeah, next and also the guidance that now you can go for the next system, now you can go for the next system. So when in NFT system, it was not a cakewalk for me. So initially the NFT system was provided me by Guru Prasad sir, and I actually installed the whole system by myself. I got some videos from Guru Prasad sir, and I learned how to install them. I installed it, but later on I understood that the water needs to be flowing in a gravitational
Right.
towards gravity. For example, on the slope side. So then I changed the system to the other way around. So whoever here is yet to start NFT system.
Voice is very low.
One second.
Suddenly it changed. In fact, he is one of my tenants. He took my NFTs for rent. People don't know that I give NFTs for rent.
Sir, I'm back.
Okay.
So guys who are yet to take NFT system, I would suggest that you take proper guidance from sir, and then only install the NFT systems. And there's a lot of small issues which are there, minor issues, which you might miss, but a guidance would be required. So don't just go for NFT system, and definitely take sir's guidance.
Yeah, I mean, very good advice. Otherwise, you'll waste lots of money, and instead of spending too much on the experiments, so better you start small, then do the bigger systems. Yeah, go ahead, Sunil. And what do you think the most challenging thing in hydroponics overall? What do you observe is? Do you think nutrient management is a problem, or pest management, or sowing? What do you think?
Basically, the most difficult part of hydroponics is consistency. And you go and seeing your plants, and seeing how they're growing. If they're not growing, what is the problem they are not growing? Just going to them and observing them is very important, and that consistency is required, and that is the most difficult part in hydroponics.
Okay.
If
So,
you're consistent
yeah.
on going towards the plant, definitely all the other things will follow. Nutrition management, and if there is any virus or any infection to the plant, that will follow.
Very good point. You should talk to the plants. So that's what we miss. That's what we're doing with everything right now. We're not talking to kids. We're not talking to anyone. We're just busy with our own things. So it's the same way we have to talk to plants and really understand, what is going wrong with them. Something is going wrong with them because of us. We have made some mistakes. We are not feeding them properly. We are not doing something right. We are not protecting them. Anything they go wrong is because of us. So we have to talk to them. Very good point.
And one more thing which I've learned during my process of hydroponics is, since I was interested in hydroponics, plants have a hearing capacity. Whether you say good or bad, they can hear it about it. And the experiment which is conducted on the plants, which I read during my hydroponics learning, the 10 plants which were spoken to with good nature and everything, they actually grew up very well. And the 10 plants which were abused, they did not grow at all. So that's one thing which I learned, where I learned that plants have life and plants can observe and understand what we speak and say.
True, that's true. So, what I mean, Jayant is asking, how do you ensure that you take care of them during your absence, maybe a couple of days or even a week? Will that be a setback? Definitely, may not be 2 or 3 days is okay, but still 1 week and all. I think Sunil can answer it better because he was away for almost 1 month, right, Sunil?
Yeah. I was actually absent for 1 month. So during this absence, I actually explained my brother-in-law, who is a college student basically. I have explained him what how much is the nutrition required and when it is required and how you need to supply it to the plant. So basic things, if you can provide to him, he will. If you explain it to someone, they will provide it to the plant. If it is a near and dear person, if it's someone whom you do not know, then Bhagwan Bharose.
That's true. Even at least somebody who is watering them, that is to some extent okay because I have gone out of town for a week and all, but there has to be someone at least to give them food, right? In hydroponics, they don't have anything, right, other than what you are providing. So okay. Anyway, Suresh is asking, explain problems we can face or you have faced in strawberries.
Strawberries. Basically, first of all, you don't understand why they are not fruiting, why they are not flowering in the initial phase. So you just need to make them grow happy and healthy. So when you see the leaves of the strawberry plants, they are green, very green. If they are not green, they are deficient of nutrition. If the leaves are burning, these are basic things which even Guru Prasad sir also explained during his training program. So I'm just reiterating it. If the leaves are burning, that means the nutrition level which you are giving is high, is very high. And normally from early morning 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock is what the sunlight is required for the strawberry plants, not the sunlight which is from 12 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock. This is not the sunlight which is required for strawberry plants. Mornings at daytime sunlight is what is required for strawberry plants. This is the other thing. Third thing, the soil in which the uh, hydroponic plant is there, ensure that that is not wet. There's not too much of moisture or water retained in the coco peat. If you can ensure the basic things are there, then the strawberry plant will grow and it will also give you fruits and flowers.
Beautiful, good points. And also one more thing that Sunil was mentioning, right? So I gave him 3 sapling, but he made 50 out of it. So that is when he was having runners, right? Runners were developing from the strawberries, the plants. So they were actually taking all the nutrients that you're providing. So that is one more reason they will not flower because they are more into reproducing, right? So reproducing in the form of runners. So when you want really a strawberry to start fruiting, you should keep pruning the runners. If you don't keep pruning the runners, then runners will they're like suckers, they take all the nutrients that you are providing. So that is one more point I want to tell everyone. Okay, our sessions are more and more turning out to be strawberry sessions. So, bringing back to the track, my understanding is strawberry is cold country plant. Yes, Bangalore still is good.
Yeah.
Strawberries, even Mysore, Bangalore, I have seen lots of strawberries growing. So, Sunil, what are your next steps? What exactly, how you want to, you're confident enough to scale up now, and you told me also, you want to scale up. So, what are your next plans, and what you want to be, or what you want to do in next 1 year?
Basically my next step is to, as I already discussed with you, to have a small farm setup of my own, and to become a small farmer, and also supply to it is what I came to hear, that Amazon Fresh is taking the supplies from small farmers. Say if I can become a small farmer which can produce some quantity, then I will supply to Amazon Fresh in the first step. Second thing, I also want to have a strawberry farm of my own in Bangalore, means not in Bangalore, nearby Bangalore. That is the second step. And third step, after my small farmer thing is successful, then I would go for next step.
Nice. Very beautiful points. I enjoyed talking to you, and also I wish we'll do lots of long term. We'll have a long term association with Balasiri, and you. I mean, the whole purpose is to build a huge community of farmers, trying really hard. So you're one among them, and I mean, I thank everyone else who joined this session, and of course, many people maybe wanted to join but they could not because of many reasons. That's okay.
One more thing I want to add, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, palak plants, the NFT system which I've taken from Guru Prasad sir, I have grown palak plants, and the palak plants grew in such a the growth story in NFT system was so good that I'll just give you an example. One NFT pipe system was having 12 holes. So in each hole, you put a sapling. So from 4 saplings, I could get 1 kg palak. From 4 saplings, I could get 1 kg palak, and these 1 kg palak I sold in retail shops nearby my house, which are having a very small network in and around Bangalore. So I sold to them. I sold to them out of the curiosity to know whether this palak will have any saleability or not. What I understood from the retail shops is, yes, they have requirement of these palak in huge quantity. Presently, Amazon or any other dealer is taking and is also supplying for all the major retail outlets, but small retail outlets, no, they are not supplying it. So palaks which I grew were given to small retail outlets, and they were required for them.
Awesome. So that's a good news. You're right. There is a huge demand. And also I have seen your pictures. They're so huge, and almost one plant was almost 200 grams or something, right? So it was really huge. Beneficiary nutrients, right? So, so anyway, thank you so much, and again appreciate your hard work. I have been telling you, because everybody will not be able to do that because of whatever reasons. You have put lots of hard work. It's all because of that. Of course, my guidance is there, but still, I appreciate whatever you have done. And okay, what he's asking, Suresh, pH value, did you alter for strawberry and seen the difference?
Suresh, to tell you a secret, I did not see any pH value during my growth of strawberry. I did not see. My pH level of the water is 4. That's why my strawberries are not very big, but of medium size.
Okay, so maybe that was maybe one of the reasons of growth. Maybe you can increase it.
Yeah, if I maintain at 6 level, that time the strawberries, the quantity of strawberries which are coming, that will also grow, and also the size of the strawberries will also grow.
So, okay. And even it all matters about the climatic condition, and even how many caterpillars are eating your plants and all those things. So the main thing is to observe things. Yeah. So Suresh is also scaling up now. He also struggled a lot initially. Maybe we'll have one session with him as well. So,
Okay.
or you want to talk, Suresh?
Hello, friends. Nice interacting with Sunil. And then, hello, sir. Then it's a good inspiration session from Sunil. We're all inspired now. Uh, I'll explain still my struggles also because I'm okay now. I'm confident with Palak. The next step I'm trying bell pepper. Actually, cabbage is doing pretty good right now because they're budding right now. I see some size of cricket ball. I see the cabbages. And then I felt like cabbage is little longer growth cycle, like 120 days or 140 days, more than that you need. I'm doing it in grow bags. Bell peppers, what I felt is from germination to plants, it is really good. But suddenly, if they're like 1 feet size, I saw a lot of flowers and then buds. I felt very happy. And then suddenly this white mealy has attacked. White mealy is nice. I actually observed it very early and I used a mix of neem oil and this soap. Uh, that's where now I'm still
Suresh,
struggling.
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you explain your earlier days? I know you
yeah, yeah.
struggled a lot, right? So I
Earlier
just want
days,
to
earlier days I started looking at YouTube and then did some small uh, plants at my home only. I brought some uh, kind of we get this pots, right? Pots in online and then started doing on my own. But then when I took the course from Guru Sir, that is where I learned a systematic way. Because if you do it through YouTube and you learn, you'll not be knowing whether you're doing right or wrong. Initially, I struggled. I burned a lot of chili pepper plants. Yeah, I put like 15, 16 plants, and then finally I ended up with like a quarter kilo of chilies for the entire plant. And then when I started learning systematically, and then when now I have the rented systems from Guru Sir from on the NFT channels. I did grow palak really well now. And then the basic difference is the taste that you get. The palak that you get in the other place and the palak we eat, I really feel the difference and the freshness. Now I'm able to do conveniently palak, and even now I have pepper also, pudina. Pudina also is really good. Now my next step is uh, just 1 kilometer away from my house. I have my friend's site. It's a 50/30 site. It has a room and a facility for a worker. I just installed a polyhouse farm. Like it's like maybe less than like 800 square feet. And then now I wanted to move everything whatever I have here, and I'm also starting little bit next level. So I feel like going step by step is the best bet than investing and going with a bigger size and then facing problems and failures. Uh, Basic understanding struggles I have is how do you control the atmosphere, because once you're doing it in balcony and all, it's all open atmosphere. There will be a rain in the evening, you don't expect a rain. Suddenly there will be humidity change, and you expect sunlight, you don't get sunlight. And sometimes the type of seeds also, I felt like they're a lot different. If you consistently identify one type of seeds and keep using them, because sometimes you don't get availability and there is an expiry date on the seeds also. So many factors, what seeds you use, and sometimes they germinate well, but after 2 weeks they don't grow that well. So all these factors really mattered to me because I felt like your if your variations are very less, if you keep following the same way, same nutrients, same seeds, and everything same, you should be growing really well.
Wow, fantastic. Even one thing I liked about Suresh was he did not give up. Uh, he used to ping me a lot. I was kind of fed up many times. He used to say, no, nothing is going, and he was very disappointed. But he did not give up. That's why I want to.
Exactly, exactly. And if you develop the passion, no, unless you develop the passion, your interest, no, you'll not be developing. Because if you want, you should not do it for something else, or since you have time, or you don't do it for someone else. You should do it for your own satisfaction and the passion. Then
Absolutely.
you will really enjoy.
Yeah. So the takeaways, guys, don't give up and have patience because it takes time. Definitely, as Suresh was saying, rightfully. There are lots of uncertainties. They come on your way, and you should know how to tackle it. That's what you should learn when you're doing it something in open, and also again when you're doing it in Polyhouse, there are lots of other challenges that compare in whatever luxury you are getting open. So you're not getting here. But you are getting protected by some things, but you are getting lots of other problems like heat.
Right now, my Polyhouse is like, I feel like it's a closed environment. But when I started enter inside, no, I still see that the temperature will be building up very fast actually. That is one factor I felt like rather than ventilator or open atmosphere. Because open atmosphere, mornings will have sunlight, but in the afternoon. But once it becomes evening or night, you'll have pleasant atmosphere. But Polyhouse, it is not like that. You need to monitor the temperature and humidity regularly. Like.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much, Suresh. And
Yeah.
if anybody has
Yeah.
any questions, please ask. Maybe I'll have these type of sessions every month with star performers. Any questions, guys? Yeah, Suresh, you want to tell something? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
then maybe I will
Suresh.
reflect to Sunil actually for his next scaling up. Because, and we'll also have a lot of challenges setting up the Polyhouse.
I know.
That also be ready to face because now you're not in the growing step scalability, right? You have to have a lot of in fact lot of struggles to getting the Polyhouse done also. That also don't say don't maybe I can explain to Sunil.
Nice.
Yeah.
So all the best, Suresh. And Sunil also hope he'll find some place for him to grow bigger. And that's it for now. And thank you so much, guys, for joining on a Sunday. Hope you got some information from this session. And let me know your feedback. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Yeah. Thank you all. Have a happy Sunday and happy growing.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank you,
for
Sunil.
this opportunity and this platform to discuss and learn things. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.